I spent way too long last night making a parody of One Day More for Pitch Wars. I'm not a soprano, 'cause that sounds awful. Hey there, literary luminaries, and welcome to Top 5 Wednesday, which I'm doing on Wednesday! It's a triumph. This topic's an interesting one for me simply because as soon as I saw it, I had trouble coming up with 5 answers, so I've had to be a little bit lenient on what I consider fitting for the topic, but today's topic is your top 5 favorite fictional cities. And I've realized something. Most of the books I like either take place in the real world and thus are in real cities, or don't have cities indicated. Like, they take place on planets, or nations, or bigger things than that. So I had a little trouble with this. At least one of the things I list is technically a nation, not a city, and one of them is a town, not a city. But you'll have to forgive me. So, without any further ado, let's get started. Number 1. Pretty much in order that I read them, number 1 would have to be The City of Amber, which is from the Chronicles of Amber, written by Roger Zelazny. This was a series that my father owned, and I started reading back in probably middle school, and I absolutely loved it. Now, that being said, it's not specifically the City of Amber that I love, but what it represents and what it is in the series of books. The Chronicles of Amber shaped so much of my thinking and my worldviews. What Amber is one half of the balance of the world. Amber is the pinnacle of good, and on its opposite side are the courts of chaos, the ultimate bad. And in the middle are an infinite number of shadow worlds, ranging from good to bad as they go from Amber to the courts. And I love the concept of it. I love the concept of shadow worlds. I love the series. I'm not 100% certain I ever finished them back when I was younger. I've lost track of where I started and stopped reading, so it's on my list of series that I really want to read over, because I have actually bought all the books myself now. But Amber was fantastic. From everything I remember of it, the city's just wonderful. So, that's my first pick. Number 2. I'm now going out of order from when I read them, because I can't remember when I read things. Number 2 is, of course, the White City of Gondor. It actually took me a minute to remember that there was, in fact, a proper city, at least one proper city, in Lord of the Rings. And Gondor's always been a favorite, because, not because of most of the people we see in Gondor at first, because, you know, the steward's kind of a psycho. But I've always loved Faramir, especially in the movies. And of course Boromir means well, but he's Sean Bean, so he dies. And it's so central to everything, you know, that's the seat. That's where the king of man is meant to go. That's where Aragorn's throne is, as it were. And it's gorgeous in the movies. It's absolutely stunning, and the White City and the White Tree, it sort of represents everything the world of man wishes it could always be, and somehow keeps managing to fall short of. I don't know. I don't necessarily have a reason for why these are my favorite cities a lot of the time. They just speak to me. Of course, personally, I'm partial to Mirkwood. But Mirkwood's not a city. You see my problem. Lord of the Rings was incredibly influential, if for no other reason than my parents were huge fans of Lord of the Rings. I had trouble getting through the books at first. I'd get to about Weathertop and stop. And then once I got to the Council of Elrond and stopped, because the council was massively boring and I didn't want to read the rest. Of course, not knowing that as soon as you get past there, everything gets better. And it wasn't until the movie actually came out that I pushed myself to go past it, because I was determined I wanted to read the book before I saw the movie. And I did. I finished it in the car on the way to the movie theater. So, cutting it a bit close there. But it's always been a big part of my life, of my parents' fictional life, and of course they're the ones that introduced me to the books. So Gondor definitely deserves a place in the list. Number 3. This is not a city. This is a town. But Hogsmeade deserves to be on here. Because I love Hogsmeade, obviously from the Harry Potter series. I want to go to Hogsmeade. Like, going to Hogwarts also would be fantastic. But there's something so I forgot the word I wanted. There's something so quintessentially English, that's the word I wanted, that I love it, and I love just the imagery of it, and the quaintness of it, and the shops, and the three broomsticks, and I want to go. I just want to be there and soak in the loveliness. Again, I don't have a strong reason. I just really like Hogsmeade. Number 4. This is actually the first city I thought of when I was coming up with this list, because I took one look at my bookshelves and saw the long line of Discworld novels and knew that Ankh-Morpork had to be on here. And I'm probably saying that wrong, but I'm bad at words sometimes. I haven't read a ton of the Discworld novels, but I've gotten a lot of them, unfortunately, since Sir Terry Pratchett's death. And I want to read more, but Death has always been a massively influential character in my reading. I love Death. I think he's a fascinating character. And that's sort of the central city of the Discworld novels. So, considering that I read at least 2 or 3 of the Death-centric Discworld novels over and over and over and over again in high school, it deserves a place on the list. And finally, number 5. This is the other one that's not quite a city, because it's more a nation according to the description in the blurb. And that is New Victoria of the Gone with the Respiration series, Dearly Beloved and Dearly Departed, and I said those in the wrong order, by Leah Habel. Habel's writing is so evocative and so interesting, and the world that New Victoria indicates is absolutely fascinating, and I love the way that it's developed. I love the way it's described. Even if it is sort of post-apocalyptic in a way, it brings out the best in what people can do in a post-apocalyptic situation. And it sounds pretty. I mean, I think a good chunk of it is underground, where the rich people live. I can't remember the terminology. I should reread those books too. I have so many books I need to reread. The world of New Victoria is fantastic, and I love it. And it is my 5th city in there. It's really weird. I'm just looking at so many of my books. A lot of them take place in the real world, so... And then, I mean, that maybe there's city names in MCA Hogarth stuff, but I can't. I keep being like Terra Centris. That's not a city, is it? I don't remember. Sirsana's the name of a planet. I don't know what I'm doing. In any event, those are my top 5 favorite fictional cities. Let me know what your top 5 would be. I'd love to hear from you down in the comments below. Leave a like for the video if you indeed liked it, and be sure to subscribe for new fascinating content, hopefully every week. And until next time, I will see you all later. Bye! It's one of those cities that brings out the best in what people can do in a post-apocalypse. Really? You were already here. Go the fuck away. Just toodle on by. Oh my god, there's 2 of you. I waited for you to be gone. And this is how you repay me. all of this truly necessary? I hate this apartment complex. What are you doing? Stop fucking doing donuts in my yard! Are you just, like, bored? Nope, that's it. I'm fucking done. Okay. Maybe I can do this again now.